Hello po, everyone. I hope and pray that everything is good and all the forces of the universe is conspiring for this wonderful day. So, welcome to season 3 of Brewing Live. Now, filling your digital cup with great stuff that matters. Brought to you by Decaf Coffee Republic, the home of certified life coaches in the Philippines, and now going global. So our physical space is located inside Pioneer Center along Pioneer Road, corner Brixton and United Streets, Capitolio, Pasig City. So Decaf Coffee Republic opens daily from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. for dine-in, pick up and delivery of your premium drinks and nutritious food. And plant-based meals are available as well, and it would actually help you keep fit and healthy, especially during this time of pandemic. And for coaching services, just connect to Coach Rizal. That would be through 0917-586-1661 anytime of the day and any day of the week. So we offer coaching services 24/7, so you can call her anytime. And Brewing Live Season 3 is another 30-day exploration journey that aims to fill your digital cup with great stuff that matters. And of course, our heart is to serve the community and ignite your space with opportunities for impact, income, and influence. This is a partnership or in partnership with Coach A Coaching Club, the premier club for coaches and entrepreneurs. And of course, our mission as a club is to create massive impact by turning our talents into income and influencing the people in our chosen domain and territory through the platform of life coaching. So please connect with Coach Rizal through 0917 to know more about how you can be a part of Coach A Coaching Club and benefit from the opportunity with Master Coach A. So thank you so much for joining me today. Please do tag a friend, share the link, of course, or you can actually share it and paste it this season or this episode through your timeline and FB groups and pages, of course, so that we can reach more people and help transform lives. So for today's episode, I will share with you today about the topic on fueling the grit and finding beauty in brokenness. All right, so to start with, I'd like to introduce myself, of course. Um, I'd like to make sure as well that you know me. But first off, I'd like to make sure that you're aware of this topic. So that's fueling the grit, finding beauty in brokenness. But first off, we would like you to look into this page as well for your love gift. You can actually send it to the link below. You can check on that. As they say, there's beauty in giving. Thank you very much. So I am Syvel Abance from Benguet. Of course, I am an Igorota. I am a Kankanay Igorot of the Cordilleras. I am a teacher and a customer service representative. I am a member of Cornerstone Covenanted Community based in Baguio City, and I'm currently learning to be a life coach in Coach A Coaching Club. And I'm so excited actually about that matter. All right. So, in this manner, as you're actually here in this space, once something would touch you, please feel free to share it. We call it Pack My Bag moment. As you can see on the pictures, this is our kayabang, our ethnic bag, or our pasiking. So that's actually our ethnic bag. So if you have something, if something touched you in this episode, please feel free to share it with the hashtag Pack My Bag moment and hashtag Decup Brewing Live. I'm excited to read that. Thank you very much. And I'd like to share to you as well. In this episode, I'd like to share to you a very beautiful culture that we have here in the uplands, here in the Cordilleras. We call it the Binatbat ritual. So, Binatbat ritual is a ritual of blessing. So, this is blessing either you are in a bad situation too, you're in good situation, this ritual is being done. It is as well being done if in any case that the person is accused, betrayed, slandered, or wronged. This ritual is done. Or if in any case that he or she had a nightmare or always experiencing nightmares, or if this person lost a loved one and is really in the influence of grieving and hindi na niya kaya yung grief and everything, they would actually perform this ritual. So this ritual mainly is to actually appeal. It is performed in order to appeal about the person's case and ask guidance to the Supreme Being, ask guidance as well as blessings. So this is actually a ritual where it sets up to appreciate the Supreme Being for all these things that's actually happening to the person, and as well as thanking the Supreme Spirit for the message of this experience. So you would know more about this ritual actually of the Hankanais in my book, Atid, understanding understanding these timeless values ingrained with a fading Kankanai tradition. Now, what is the connection of this ritual, our ritual from the highlands or from the uplands, to fueling the grit and finding beauty in brokenness? Let me share to you this. So, the connection is, as I told you in the first slide that we have, that I'm actually mastering on fueling the grit, which means G as gallantry in facing authenticity, resiliency for the negatives, intense passion for success, and tenacity to fulfill your passion or your purpose in life. So, why the binatbat ritual? Why is this ritual in here? And why is it connected to fueling the grit and finding beauty in brokenness? Let me share you this. So, brokenness is defined as forcibly separated into two, fractured or shattered. It is the violent separation of a matter into parts. And in life, and I would like to quote this is actually where I'm coming through, that the word brokenness refers to the state of surrender, of defeat that we experience when hardship comes into our usually steady and painless life as a result of circumstances, either bad or good circumstances in life. So, this is the meaning of brokenness. Now, to discuss further about brokenness, I'd love to share to you three stages of my life. As you can see there, I'm not actually good in drawing, so I just grabbed those, drawings from the internet. You would see the first stage would actually be my toddler life when I was young, baby, from a toddler to like probably, let's say, 10 years old, 7 to 10 years old. Now, the next stage is during my teenage life. And in the third stage that you can see there would be my young professional life. But before I start, I'd like to show to you my background, of course. So the first photo that I'm going to be showing is how I lived. So this is actually how I lived. You can see there, this is our kitchen slash our dining area slash living room slash lahat-lahat na. So this is our home. This is this is how I live. Past tense. This is how I lived. The next photo would actually show you where I lived. So this is the physical space, our home, our house, as they say, our abode, others would say. but we call it sometimes our barn house because it is where we place all those things. We are farmers, by the way. We are from the Cordillera, so we are farmers. So all our things coming from the farm, all those things gathered from the farm, is actually placed in this house. So we call it a barn house. Or sometimes we, as a family, call it as a dump site. Dump site because you can actually see all of these things, together. So that is where I lived. And this third picture would show you why I live. Why am I living? So you would see here how we earn a living. These are my brothers and sisters in the picture. That is my mom. Of course, she's a single mom now. So she is the one who's spearheading before how we earn our living. So you would see there, we are farmers, as I said, and we are actually 10 siblings in the family. So this is how my mom would place food on our table. So those are actually like bean pods and string beans and things like that because she's actually selling that. These are cowpeas as well. She's actually selling that in the busy street of the city of Baguio. She's peddling, by the way, as well. All right, so that is actually a backgrounder of my life. Those I'd love to share to you those three stages. So moving on, I'd like to explain to you this slide, these stages of my life. So, as I give you a background, so the first one is when I was young. Of course, when I was young, it was a difficult life, and I know everyone actually. I mean, there are other people who has this type of life as well, where as the milk is an am. So if we say milk, it's actually an am. If you don't know what's an am, it's actually the um, it is like a water filled with the starch from the rice. If you're actually cooking it, that's the am, and that's our milk. That's my milk, and that's our milk when we were young. We eat porridge, diba? Pinasosyal, porridge, but it's called lugaw. We eat lugaw para mas dumami siya, para magkasya sa amin, kasi 10 nga kami, para magkasya sa amin, para makakain kaming lahat. So we eat lugaw almost of the time. And of course, when I go somewhere and I need to have my fare, gusto ko kailangan ng pamasahe, my pamasahe is always 1, 2, 3. Yung 1, 2, 3, takbo. Kasi wala kang pamasahe. Yun. So that's how I live when I was younger. And always when we were young, we only see, or I always see my mom's back. Why? Kasi she will go to she will go selling around 2 a.m. 2 a.m. So that's 2 in the morning. And she will be back by 11 in the evening. So, tipong pag alis niya, it's tulog kami. Pagdating niya, is tulog din kami. So, in the morning, I am actually like waking up to take care of my siblings. And of course, as I wake up, I would see mom leaving, going to the market to sell things for us, for her to place food on our table. So it was actually a difficult life when we were young. It's like the typical life, most especially if you're in the far-flung areas. Now the second picture that you can see there is when I was a bit like a teenager. Medyo nagdadalaga na ako that time. And this is the time where I would say I was able to stand as an ate or an older sister. So I, of course, my mom goes to the market to sell. My father, when he was still alive, is going to the farm, of course. Now there's this um, during those stage of my life, of course, it's still very difficult. But you have to go to school because, as they say, education is very important, and education helps so that in order for me to alleviate and to make sure that I'll be able to have a better life in the future. So I have to go to school. Now, this is actually the time as well where I had my, what I call snapping point. Snapping point in a way kasi, the life is very difficult, and then you'd have different experiences where while you are actually growing older and older, and you are on the stage of your life where there was like too much of confusion that's happening. So there's this one day, when I went to school, my teacher, or our principal called us. I called me actually in her office. So she called me. Sabi niya, pasok ka. So I was a shy type. I was a very shy student before. But then when she called me, I went because I am thinking that she might be telling something that's very good. So when I entered the office, she was so furious. And the reason is because I declined to be to be an officer in a school. There's like an organization in school where you can be like an officer. You have to run as an officer, and she's looking forward for me to run. Um, Unfortunately, I declined it because it would be very difficult for me. I am an ate. I have to go home early after class, right after class, because I have, seven siblings to take care. Well, I'm the third child, and of course, my younger brother and sister is already out there in the university, so they're actually far away from us. So I have to stand as an ate, and no one would be staying at home. I have to go home to cook and prepare things for my siblings, and my principal does not do not want to accept that because she's claiming that it is very impossible for a grade 7 student or a grade 8 student to be, to take this such responsibility, and she's saying that I am lying. So she told me na that's so impossible. Nagdadahilan ka lang, so you go home, better go home. Wala kang silbi. So that was her words. And of course, for me as a student, it was very difficult kasi it's my first time to hear that na parang wala kang silbi from a teacher, from our principal, from our dear principal. So it was so hurting, pero sige, okay lang. I have to go home kasi feeling ko pagod ako. So from that office or principal, I have to go home kasi hapon na yun. And then when I went home, I passed by, yung Tiangge, yung store kung saan nagkukumpul-kumpulan yung mga tao doon, yung maliit na store, yung Tiangge. Ang tawag ata sa Tagalog doon is Tiangge. So I was able to pass by there, and then when I was passing, all of these, old women were there, like looking at me, and they're so quiet. So I was thinking, oh, so baka nagandahan man lang sila sa akin. Kaya tumahimik sila. Kasi parang may anghel na dumaan. Kasi nung pupunta ako, tahimik sila, pero maingay sila. Pero nung dumaan ako, oh, ang tahimik. So I was thinking, oh, baka there's something good. There's something good about it. Pero paglagpas ko, they all laughed. And they're actually asking, whose daughter? Kaninong anak yun? Kaninong anak yun? Ganon. So parang na-feel ko yung feeling na pinag-uusapan ka. Because, well, of course, as you know, sa stores, pag mga tiyangging ganon, doon nila napapractice yung tinatawag nating mathematical operation, yung addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So they will add something on your story and subtract something that's good in the story. And of course, they will multiply it by telling other people about it. And that would actually create division. So, napakagaling na mathematical symbol, di ba? But kidding aside, it was so difficult because I know that the reason for that is kasi nga, chinichismis nila yung pamilya namin about this and that. So, ang feeling ko doon, napakabigat. So, galing sa school, ganito yung nangyari, and then passing by, ganito na naman yung nangyari, so it's so difficult. So, sa time na yon, I was so depressed. And then, when I went home, nakita ko yung kapatid ko, dalawa kong kapatid, yung isa umiiyak. Yung dalawa umiiyak, yung isa nakahawak nun sa haligi nung hagdanan namin. And they're shaking. That is because they are hungry. So, iyak sila ng iyak, and when they saw me, they even like cried louder because feeling ko, sabi nila, ito na, hero, magpapakain, ganon. But for me, it was a very deep moment na parang nakakapagod na. So, that time, I thought of committing suicide. So everything like comes together in one, place, and it's so difficult. Masyadong nang mabigat for me as, a grade 8 student, grade 7 student. Masyado nang mabigat. So, pag-uwi ko parang ayoko na. This should be the end of everything. So, I was thinking suicide. So, nung nakita ko yung knife doon sa table namin, as you can see yung house namin, doon sa table na nakita ko yung kutsilyo, sabi ko, I think I should be ending this. This should be the end of things. So that's one of the stage of my life where I thought that's actually my snapping point for me to like kill myself. It should end everything. The third stage, as you can see, is when I was a young professional. Of course, I was able to get through of that. I studied hard and graduated college, and I landed a job right away, right after graduation. So those times were the time when I was sending myself to school because I'd like to further my education, as well as sending my other 7 siblings to school. So pito sila plus myself, so that would be 8 going to school dire-diretso. So it was something very difficult. So 7 siblings, no one to help, no one to help by the time. So I was thinking of a greener pasture, yung mas malaki yung sahod sana. So I was thinking, since I am a teacher, so I was thinking of going to a public school kasi mas malaki yung sweldo doon. So I tried all those rigorous interviews and demo teaching and all these things, and then submitted all the papers that's needed. So the day of when we are going to be checking our names in there, I was able to see my name, and it was actually highlighted. So I was so happy because my name is highlighted. So something is like good about that because they highlighted my name. Now, when they actually called those participants and those who were like hired for the job, my name wasn't called. So I went to the officer's desk and I asked her, I saw my name and it's highlighted. So I was like expecting, for me, I really would need to ask. So I went to the officer and asked her, what happened? I saw my name. Why am I not called? And then the officer was angry. She was telling me that, yeah, because your papers are incomplete, and that's why you're not called. The highlight for there is actually not a highlighted one, which means that you're really special, but it's because you are deleted on the list. So I questioned, how come you did not notify me that my papers are not complete? You did not tell me. And then she got even madder. She got angry and she said, "You cannot reach something with that attitude. You should never question our process." That's what she said, and I was so devastated. I was so devastated in a way na iyak ako ng iyak paglabas because my view was to be able to get this job, because the moment I get this job, I'm able to send myself to school and send my siblings to school a bit easier than what I'm experiencing as a teacher from a private school. So I was denied for the job, and it was so breaking. With all those stages of my life, it's so breaking. It's so spirit shattering. It creates the snapping point where, like I would say that ito na ata yung end ng lahat. So I would love to introduce to you, to tell you all about the details of that. You can actually read it in my incoming ebook. That's 30ish, still single, yet happy for all the stages of my life. But I would like to continue that finding beauty in brokenness is really a difficult task, but it gives a very deep meaning of our life. So coming from a poor family, eating porridge, or of course, pinasosyal ko yun, lugaw, um, lacking the basic needs that we need as a family, or me as a person, and mom always leaving the house as early na hindi pa namin siya nakita or hindi namin siya makakausap ng maayos or makakausap every time because she has to go somewhere for her to place food on our table. It was a crashing moment. It's so difficult. It's so shattering. But the beauty in it today is I was able to learn the meaning of sacrifice. How my mom sacrificed a lot because of her love towards us. It gives me the beauty of deep understanding that even from a young point of view, I was able to understand that this is what life is. And this is how tough life is. But we have to move on to go through. And it gives me the beauty of perseverance, to dream big, to reach and to dream big because there's something out there, and to persevere because this is not the end of everything. There's more by the end of the tunnel. So for the second stage of my life, when it's my snapping point where I really wanna kill myself, to have suicide, because it's really all those incidents that's actually happening or happened on that day is so crushing and it's so painful that I would like to end it. The beauty in that is that I was able to learn about tolerance. That, oh, maraming chismosa, chichismis ka talaga. They would tell, bad things about you. They would twist, news about you. I was able to see the beauty of tolerance na hayaan mo lang. Hayaan mo lang. Yung maximum tolerance. Because there's nothing good in, pagpapatulan mo sila. And I was able to learn the beauty of justice. That justice may be not served like right away, but justice is so sweet once it is served. I was able to catch as well the beauty of determination. That indeed, it was a very difficult situation, and then I was able to surpass it because of my determination to move out of that type of life, to do away or to get away from that type of incident to be happening once again. So it taught me how to be determined in life. My third stage of life, being denied of the job that I wanted, of course, seven siblings going to school, plus myself, and no one to help me during those times. And of course, I want to go back to school. But it taught me the beauty of courage, that in things that's happening in life, we just need to be courageous because it would actually lead us to something. It taught me that if no one helps or if no one would help you, you gotta be to you gotta stand on your own feet and be independent. That if things are not actually going the way you want it to be, faith would come. That every end of reason and understanding is faith. That the moment you are about to throw the towel, um, there's faith that you gotta stand and carry on because there's something in it. So all of these, with my brokenness and with the beauty of brokenness that I saw in all those three stages of my life, it taught me how to be a person who is gallant enough in facing the authenticity that life is that, but we have to push through, we have to move on, because as I said, by the end of the tunnel is a light shining, or by the end of the rainbow is a pot of gold, as they say. So it taught me how to be more resilient from the negatives, that true enough there are actually negative things in life, but we can actually turn it into something that's positive. So this brokenness and seeing the beauty in this brokenness pushed me enough to have this intense passion for success, because the greatest revenge is a massive success. Again, my story and the beauty that I found in those three stages of my life made me and pushed me to fulfill the real purpose of my life. So not only me, but I believe you as well have your own stories. You have your own stories, and you're able to realize, and maybe not, maybe just realizing the beauty of this crashing moment, of this breaking moment, of this shattering moment in your life. But what matters most is this, that you have a target, you have a goal in life, you have a purpose, and you and your goal has a formula. So this formula would include finding beauty in brokenness as an addend, which would equate to grit. So having this beauty, or seeing the beauty in every brokenness, or in this shattering moment, would actually be one of the add-ins to make sure that you're able to attain your goal, even how difficult it may give you. So it's so important actually for you to reach your goals. And this may actually be very difficult if, in any case, you are being held by all of these negative experiences in life, that it is difficult for you to step and to reach your goal. But it is very important for you to reach that goal in life. Why? Because your story, like mine, is a very powerful testimony of how God works in the life of other people, the glory of how God works in the life of every individual. It shows as well a beautiful transformation from this shattered self to this self which is whole, made whole from the shattered pieces. It, it is actually a very great story worth sharing with other people, where they can find the greatest inspiration. So, finding your goal does not only benefit you as a person, reaching your goal in life, even if you have these shattering moments or these experiences in life, does not only benefit you alone, but it as well benefit others, where you can say that you are a caterpillar, but now you are a butterfly, and that benefits me as a listener. My story, where I was a caterpillar, where I was planning suicide, where we were poor, we don't have something to eat, to now I am an author, an educator, and going to be a life coach. It's going to be an inspiring story for others who can relate. And finding the beauty in brokenness would benefit others. It's not only you, not only those friends who are actually near you or who knows you, but the world. The world is waiting for you and for your beautiful story that is coming from a shattered self, from a broken experience, to a person that who is transformed, who is a great inspiration, a beautiful story, and a beautiful transformation. But again, it is never easy. It's never easy to see the beauty of those experiences, which is very sad. It is going to be very difficult for me during those times to say that life is beautiful when we don't have something to eat. It would be very difficult for me to say that life is beautiful when I was about to commit suicide because of the experiences that I have had from my teachers, from my neighbors, from this life brought by poverty. It is never easy to say that life is so beautiful if you know that you're wronged, you know that you were betrayed, you know that you experience injustice, it's so difficult. It was never easy. But there's actually a way to make sure that you're able to do so. It is not easy, but it would be better if you would follow the secret. Because if since you are having a problem coming from this broken self, I'd say trying to find beauty or trying to find beauty from brokenness is actually very difficult. It's like walking in the park, but the park is a Jurassic Park that you are in the middle. That you know that from any time soon you're going to be nibbled by those dinosaurs of life, those dinosaurs of problems, those dinosaurs of bullies, those people who can like eat you at any moment. But there's a secret, and that is if the Kankanaes, my tribe from the highlands, have this binat bat ritual, in order for them to be for you, you would need a life coach. You do need someone to hold your hand, someone to inspire you, someone to push you in order for you to be able to see the positive side of these things, the positive side of being broken, of being crushed, in order for you to see that there is something good in having these experiences in life and that you should not run away from it, but savor each and every moment, each and every step in the process, because there's something good and something beautiful in it. So if the Kankanais have the Binatbat ritual to guide them, then you would need someone to help you, and that's a coach. You need a life coach. So, in order, if you would like to know more about how a life coach could help you, you can actually contact Coach Rizal, our joyful coach in the club, at 0917-586-1661. That's actually 24 hours, and they'll be able to help you further in finding beauty, in seeing the beauty in something that is crushing or something that's shattering. Or aside from Coach Rizal, you can actually connect with me here at my facebook.com Shreds of Gems. Or I have here my personal contact number that is 0949-307-1305. You can connect with me. We can talk about life and we can check on, we can see or how beautiful life is from these shattering moments that we experience in life. And to everyone out there is like watching right now, you can actually come and share with us. We are having our mental health certification program December 5, 6, and 12, 2020. If you would like to join us, come join us. You can actually text 0917-586-1661 or call Coach Rizal. We are happy and so excited to see you during this mental health certification program. This is very helpful, most especially during these times of pandemic, during this crushing moment, this difficult moments in life that makes everything shattered apart. It turns everything upside down, and that we have to make sure that our mental health is still intact in order for us to see the beauty of this shattering moment. There's something beautiful in these difficult circumstances in life. We welcome you here at Global Institute for Coaches and Entrepreneurs and the Coach A Coaching Club, Coach A Coaching Community. So, in behalf of the Decaf Coffee Republic and Coach A Coaching Club, we want to thank you so much. Thank you all for being a part of this journey. And you can watch a replay of all the episodes from season 1 to 3 of inside of this Brewing Live inside the FB page of Decaf Coffee Republic and Life Coach Philippines. You can also check on Coach AI Connect YouTube channel for HD copy. And we invite you once again tomorrow, the same time, for this lunch date. Um, our episode would be 5 unusual ways to practice self care by Coach C. So be sure to join us back at 12 noon. And again, as I always say, Iyaman. Thank you very much. Iyaman, Iyaman, Iyaman. Love Bamboo. Bye bye.